Technology Corner with your friends at National Technology Management. I am blessed and grateful to have our CEO, Kelly Siegel, as a part of our group today. Good morning, Kelly.
Morning. Happy Friday to you, Dave.
Thank you, sir. So, Kelly, we're going to dive right in. We're going to talk a little bit about working with a company or vendor that's difficult. Have you ever had the opportunity, or maybe the unfortunate opportunity, to work with a company who just seems to not have their ducks in a row, right? They're difficult to work with, they're lack of communication, maybe they have bad people, or worse, their billing process or something of that nature is messy, right? So this morning, we're going to talk about what those things that businesses, Detroit and Ohio-based businesses, should look out for, and especially when it has to impact their IT and technology through a lack of a repeatable and scalable process, which is what we don't have at NTM. We have a very repeatable and scalable process. So good morning to you, sir. Are you excited to talk about this topic?
I am. I'd like to spend just a quick minute since, the day is September 10th. It's tomorrow's the 20-year anniversary of the terrorist attacks in New York. I think we would be dishonoring the first responders and the veterans that have worked so hard and tirelessly. And I just want to take a minute to remember where we were 20 years ago and how united we all became. United we stood. And I hope we get back there. At the end of the day, we're all Americans and we're all patriots. And wherever you stand as a Republican or Democrat, vaccination versus unvaccinated, we're all people. And we just got to respect that and respect the fact that the first responders ran into this building, and our veterans who fought in Afghanistan for the last 20 years. I just appreciate you very much. And I know you feel the same. And I just would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge that it's been 20 years, and we're going to learn from that, and we're going to come back even stronger as a united front.
So, here at NTM, we will never forget. Here at SGS, we will never forget either.
So easy to do business with. Coming out of the pandemic, man, we have really lowered the bar, huh, Dave? It's good, cheap, and fast. Pick two. Pick one during the pandemic. You'll be lucky if someone shows up. If they're gonna, I think everybody's prices doubled. Oh man, it's just a funky world. But the best part about it is every time that adversity hits, there's opportunity.
Yeah.
And at NTM, we use this opportunity to get better. And I do a lot of things where I call my office. I try to buy from myself. I call support. I'll do everything I can do to feel the customer. And then I ask the customer and prospects, was this good? We set the bar tremendously high. Ask any of our competition. Man, our core value, our number one core value is continuously improving.
Yeah.
Ask my daughter, the poor little 12-year-old. She's always like, Dad, I never can make you happy. Yes, you can. Everybody can, but we got to keep pushing the bar a little higher. I wish the Detroit Lions would listen to me, but at any rate, we have systems, predictable, repeatable systems that work, and we know when to say no. And a lot of times we just ask more questions than the other guy.
Yeah.
Gal. It's just we ask more questions, clarify, communicate, and figure out, set expectations. Yeah. The number one thing is communication and then documentation.
Okay.
So those two things eliminate all confusion.
So let's talk about that for a minute. So there's a lot of IT companies, as you know, in your area and throughout the Midwest, servicing the greater Detroit, that Northern Ohio area. You've got competition. We've got competition. There's competition. So those two things, communication and documentation. So what does that look like? What sort of communication and what should they be documenting if a business is looking to outsource their IT?
Well, don't take anybody's word for it. If it's not in writing, it probably isn't going to happen.
Okay.
Shameless plug for you and your marketing company is you saw what we did before. Mm-hmm. They would list it and then just not do it. So at least they listed it. We've had other companies that said it was included and it wasn't on the contract.
Right.
And then it becomes, you said it was, you said it wasn't. And then it's anytime it's not clearly on the contract, I got it, you take it. And then sometimes if the IS or managed service provider doesn't want to do it anymore, they can go, it's not on the contract, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So NTM, we learned the hard way that our contract, in trying to be simple and easy, we kept it really short and sweet, but we were losing to people because our price was more expensive because we included more. So now everything is line item, and we don't, if it's not on the order, it's not there. We don't do it. But I think we went from 4 lines to 20 lines now just with the cybersecurity offering we do. So clearly communicating expectations and then meeting those expectations, very simple, very easy. And anything we do in this world, whether it be IT, whether it be home improvement, whether it be car repair, you get a quote, you execute on the quote, you deliver on the quote, you come on time, on budget, you document everything and hand it off and do series of checkpoints. One of the things we've implemented is we have a checklist at the very end of the install that checks and verifies that everything we promised is installed. And then we check billing. And so there's a series of points where we stop and make sure that we got everything correct. And we even test. That's
so good.
IT company 101 is test it. They forget to launch it. Oh, it's done. And then they don't test. So we do. It's system plus system. It's kind of like the airline pilots. You got one engine, we got a second engine. We got system plus system to make sure that human error doesn't happen.
Yeah. I think it was Ronald Reagan who said, trust but verify, right? And I feel like if you have a good scalable process, you're kind of the embodiment of that mantra, right? Trust but verify. So
well, another thing too, Dave, is a shameless plug for our core values is honesty, integrity. If I say I'm going to do it and we mean to do it, but somehow it gets missed, I would just feel terrible if we're billing for something or said we were going to provide something and we didn't. So I just, who I am as a person is my word is gold. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that when they purchase from NTM, they're getting the best. That's it, or none. So,
So you also, and that makes total sense. I appreciate you saying that. You also talk about part of our scalable and repeatable process here at NTM is the alerting component, the monitoring alerting component. And I know you and I have talked at length about that over the last few months, just about what that means to your prospects and clients. So what does that mean? We have an alerting process.
Well, like you said, you're going to quote Ronald Reagan. I'm going to quote Henry Ford. They could get any color car that they want as long as it's black and it's on our assembly line. Really, truthfully, we are installing an 8 user customer is the same as installing a 100-person customer. Okay. It's a little more, a little bigger, but it's all the same. All the alerts, all the monitors, all of our documentation process, all of our information gathering is the same. And we do it over and over and over, and it gives us predictable results. So how do you predict the future? Look in the past, and it works every time. We do not deviate.
Cool.
It's like an assembly line. You don't one time put the doors on and the next time, or at the beginning, and then the next time you put the doors on in the end, it wouldn't be scalable.
No, absolutely not. So as we're going through that process, we're basically using our scalable, repeatable process to alert them of all the things that we're doing and monitoring, right?
Correct. Now, we alert our team. Our team fixes it. And at the end of the month, we let the customer know. Transparent communications, we give them a whole list of everything we do. And then we take it another step where our team of technical people review and say, what can be automated? So a lot of times we can write software to do an automated fix, whether it's a reboot or a restart, or sometimes in Michigan, there's so many storms lately that there's just been power outages and things don't come back up correctly. So literally they got to be powered on in the right order. We can write software to power things on correctly so it works, and then verify that all the processes come up without a single human intervention through the alerting and scripting process. And we do that.
Yeah. So I got to imagine that's such a huge time saver, and also equals so much peace of mind for businesses who are having to do those pieces themselves, right?
We measure time emphatically here at NTM. We want to be very proactive and avoid issues. If we avoid issues, customers can do what they do best, and that's make their revenue with their core products.
Yeah.
And when we do this automation, it just makes everybody's life easier. And then, documenting, we document all the processes that we do. So for new hires or anybody in our office, everybody hits the problem the same way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're real proud of our statistics. We monitor and manage everything to a T and take everything seriously.
Good. I love it. Documentation, communication, and that scalable, repeatable process. Those are the big three takeaways today.
I used to say people, processes, platform, but it got a little confusing, but it's the same concept if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's people, processes, platform. Platform is what we use to provide it all.
Yep. I think Vern Harnish and the Rockefeller Habits will call it people, process, technology, which is the same thing, right? But you're right. That's a huge deal.
Who's Rockefeller compared to Siegel? Come on.
I know, right? Yes. He ain't got nothing on Kelly Siegel. All right, Kelly, that is all we've got today for Technology Corner. For everybody who has not seen our email campaigns or some of our promotion of this, we just started this about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern on Facebook, soon to be on YouTube as well. Yes, 9:15. We're switching it. Good call. Switching it to 9:15 next week and every week after that. So 9:15 Eastern, join us for another Technology Corner. And Kelly, where can people learn more a little bit about our services?
Well, always look at our website, www.trustntm is in National Technology Management.com. So trustntm.com. Give us a call. We're local. I always like meeting new people. I'm a great listener. I know I like to talk, but I will listen. You give me a problem and we're like the wolf from Pulp Fiction. We'll figure it out and get it together. And there's no sales. I'm the sales guy. So but I just give us a problem and we'll solve it. So I remember one more time, united we stood, united we stand. Remember the first responders. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Kelly. We'll talk to you next week on Technology Corner.
Thanks, buddy.
Talk to you soon.